Among the foods only consumed by Koreans, there is a fish called hagfish. It can be found in any car bar on the streets of Korea and is known as one of the most famous foods of a city named Busan. Although hagfish looks like an eel, it is different from an ordinary eel. The hagfish is called a living fossil since it is a primitive fish that has maintained the same appearance for 300 million years. The main characteristic of hagfish's primitive appearance is the shape of their mouth, known as cyclostomata. They don't have a chin and there are teeth all around their round-shaped mouth, resulting in a bizarre appearance. The hagfish stick to the surface of other fishes with the sucker inside their mouth and grind the flesh with the teeth. Another strange thing about hagfish is its slime. In 2017, there was an incident in the United States where a truck transporting hagfish for export to Korea spilled its load. Back then, the road was covered with slime released by the hagfish that felt in life-threatening danger, and traffic had to be suspended for a while. This slime is the hagfish's greatest weapon and defense mechanism, and when finding prey, they take it into a hole and release the slime to suffocate the prey. When the hagfish's slime comes into contact with seawater, it absorbs water and can expand hundreds of times. And this slime is not in a gel form but is composed of numerous bundles of threads. As the slime expands, these bundles of threads are loosened and get tangled together, forming a sticky net. The hagfish also release slime when they are about to be hunted. So in the process of eating the hagfish, the predator's mouth and gills get obstructed, leaving no choice but to spit it out. Even though this slime is a great defense mechanism, at the same time it can be a dangerous substance for the hagfish itself. If the hagfish gets caught in the slime, it can suffocate and die. When too much slime is accumulated, these bizarre creatures twist their body like a knot and move around, wiping it off by themselves. And they even sneeze if the slime gets in their nose. And most importantly, these hagfish are really delicious. At least Koreans think so. Korea is the only country in the world where hagfish are consumed as food. Then the question is, why are the Koreans the only ones who eat hagfish? The answer is because of crop failure. In the past, hagfish were just thrown away in Korea as well. But hundreds of years ago, there was a severe crop failure in Korea and people had nothing to eat. So, people started to catch and roast hagfish with straw gathered from the fields. And that is known to be the origin of the Korean hagfish dish. You can still find the hagfish grilled on a straw fire. In the city named Busan, hagfish are still grilled and served in a traditional way. However, the way of cooking hagfish is very cruel and looks very bizarre. The hagfish are put on a straw fire when still alive, then roasted and charred. Later, the burnt skin is peeled off to eat the flesh, and that's the way to enjoy the hagfish. The spread of hagfish eating culture throughout Korea is closely related to the Korean colonial period and the Korean War. In the past, Japanese people loved hagfish leather and there were many hagfish leather factories in Busan. Back then, the Japanese only used the skin of the hagfish and the flesh was simply thrown away. Later, during the Korean War, a lot of refugees fled to Busan, and they started a market and settled down in Busan. Then some people started roasting the discarded hagfish to eat or even sell. Since it was pretty tasty, after trying it once, Koreans acquired a taste for hagfish. Koreans call the hagfish living Viagra. This nickname was given because of its richness of nutrients such as protein, vitamins, and calcium, and its tenacious vitality, capable of surviving for more than 10 hours even after being peeled. Hagfish was something that was thrown away in the past, but now it has become an expensive fine dining food in Korea. So when you go to Korea, be sure to try the hagfish.